So as I was mentioning before in the previous video, I'm going to connect now these blend shapes that I created to the different brows, which I have here. I have here the right eye and the brows, the outbrow up and the outbrow down, right? The brows blend shapes, eyebrow blend shapes to the eyebrows. So I'm going to plug them, right? And I'm going to plug the other ones to the character, which is this here is my character. Anyway, notice that this blend shape geometry is different than the geometry here. Actually, I will try to prefer do the blend shape with these base geos and then connect them to the main geo that will be skin with the body. Anyway, so to start this, I need to create a facial definition. So I'm going to create here in Raul my facial definition, new Python package, Python file, I'm sorry, and I'm going to name it facial definition. Okay, once I added my facial definition, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select this this dictionary that I call facial rig. I'm going to put it here inside my facial definition. So I'm going to go to my facial definition. I'm going to paste it there, and this is where my dictionaries to connect the blend shapes are going to be, right? In this case, I want to create a new key here that I'm going to call browse. I need a comma here to add a new key. I'm going to name it browse. It can have any name, and I'm going to create here a dictionary that it's going to have type. It's also a blend shape definition, so I just need to copy this. It's symmetrical, yes it is, and also it needs to have the base mesh. The base mesh in this case is not going to be eyes Raul, which was wrong in the previously. I did it in eyes Raul, but maybe I should have done it just in eyes. I have here eyes. Let's put it eyes, and let's do here my base mesh is going to be my brows, or my character, I'm sorry, my character. And I'm saying it's going to be my character because I'm going to block the blend shapes for the character. So I'm going to group these ones, let me group them, I'm going to name them character blend shapes. Okay, remember that every time you do something to these blend shapes, you need to save them, right? So let's just save them before I forget. They're called blend shapes, save reference file. Okay, there you go. And okay, so I'm going to connect these blend shapes, and which is going to be my control. So my control is going to be called, in this case, I want my control to be these controls that I created here on the side. So my control is going to be this one, which is called left main brow control. Left main brow control. Left main brow control. And I have some blend shapes that I'm going to apply. I'm going to apply the left out brows up. Let's try it. Let's the blend shapes. I'm going to apply here the blend shapes, and the name of the blend shapes are going to be, as I said, left out brows up. I'm going to use also the left out brows down. Let's try to just left out brows down. I'm going to need the left in brows up. I'm going to try to use the left in brows down. I'm going to put here equal, 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 and I'm going to put the connections, right? In this case, I don't want the connection to be from 0 to 1. I think it's better if I do it from 0 to 10, which is what we discussed before, that it's better if we do 0 to 10. And the way to do that is, I'm missing something here. Let me try. Missing this, I think. There is an error in my dictionary. Where is it? This one is for this and the blend shapes dictionary. Oh, is this one. This one shouldn't be there. It's not ending this, it's ending till here. So yeah, this one matches this one matches this one, and this one matches this one. Okay, yeah, I didn't need that extra parenthesis there. Anyway, so I have here my blend shapes, and I'm going to connect them from 0 to 10. Well, not 0 to 10 actually. The left brow up, it's going to be linked. I want to connect it to the translation in Y. So when it's since it's the translation in Y, I'm going to put here the connection. It's going to be to translate X, and the value is going to be 10. This is the left out brow up, and the brow down is going to be linked to the same translate X, but it's going to be triggered when this value is minus 10. Okay, the left in brows up, it needs a connection to the translate Y, and we're going to do the same. The translate Y and the translate Y, it's going to connect this, but again the values are going to be 10 and minus 10. 10 and minus 10. I have there these blend shapes, and if I need to have the attributes, well, the attributes, I don't think they're going to be added because of course the translate X already exists there. I'm not sure if I require to apply them, but the ones that I'm sure that I need to apply is order, to say the order that I want them to be executed. So I want to execute first the translate X and then execute the translate Y. It doesn't make any difference. Usually the order is for when the attributes are created, that they are created in the correct order. Well, I'm going to add them. Well, let's try it and see if it fails. I'm missing these attributes, but we'll see if it works or if it doesn't. Anyway, so now I have this browse connection, right? And it's read from the dictionary. And how do I access this dictionary? This dictionary, it's not only used by the rig facial script. It's not going to be used by this script. It's going to be used also by some tools. For example, if I get this plane shape creation tool, actually it's raising an error, and I think it's raising an error because of the dictionary, because it cannot find the dictionary, the correct dictionary. It needs to have a specific name, and the name, you just can copy the one from facial definition. In this case, if I go to facial definition, it's called definition. So I'm going to go into the rig facial, and instead of calling, facial definition, and instead of calling it facial rig, I'm going to call it definition. So let's try to reload the tool, and see if it works. Facial definition has no attribute prefix geometry list. So I'm missing the prefix geometry list. As you can see here in rig facial, in rig build, geodefinition, facial definition, I'm missing this prefix geometry list. What is this prefix geometry list? I'm gonna see it later. Well, I'm gonna see it now, I think. I'm missing this prefix geometry list. This prefix geometry list, it just means that I can have geometries with a prefix. For example, I did this with the base mesh character, but I can do it with the eyebrows. So I'm just gonna take the eyebrows and I'm placing here eyebrows, which means that I need take this prefix and actually it's a suffix, and it's going to be here, and I'm gonna need also this blend shape, left out brows upper eyebrows. Yeah, this is the prefix geometry list that I need to have at some point, or the suffix actually, because it goes after, it's not prefix. I used to put it as prefix and I never change it, but it's a suffix now. Anyway, so let's check it out. Let's check it out what this is doing, and let's try to figure out what's going to happen. So first, we need also to modify a rig facial script. And here, I won't need anymore this script. Actually, I could copy just what is happening in facial definition and in the rig facial from default character. And in this rig facial, look at what is happening. First, I'm loading the environment. So I need to include the environment. From the builder, I'm going to import the environment. I'm going to go into this facial definition, and I'm going to copy this information, right? Let me clean this so it's easier to figure out where I'm copying this stuff from. So yes, I have this facial definition, rig facial, and here the rig facial, right? And from this rig facial, I'm going to copy this build pipeline environment into my other rig facial. I need the include here. It's going to include the environment. And now I just need to initialize the environment, which is this line of code. This line of code, it initializes the environment. Then I need to create the controls, which I'm already doing with these rig plane shape controls, blah, blah, blah. I have it here also. And I need to get the facial definition from the environment variables. And is this line of code what's doing that? So it's getting the facial definition from environment, which is the one I initialize here, get variables from path, and the environments that it's going to look for is the default facial definition. So environment, pipe config, default facial definition. This default facial definition, it's configured in your pipe config. If I go and look for my pipe config, just so you know exactly what I'm talking about, let me open it here. Oh. Let's go to the, where should I go? I don't think I have scripts here. Let me open an Explorer, Documents, Maya, Scripts. And here I have my pipe config. Let's drag it here. And here is the name. The facial definition should be called facial definition. Actually, I'm surprised that it says default facial default facial definition, because I'm surprised. But anyway, this is what it's talking about. And also it has a geo definition, right? Which is there. Anyway, so I'm calling the facial definition, and when I call this, as you can compare it with the other rig facial, I'm calling this facial rig facial, and I'm passing facial definition, which I could do it here instead of passing this facial rig. That no longer exists inside of here. I'm going to pass the facial definition, and also I'm going to pass the prefix geometry list, which is the browse, right? Prefix geometry list. And now I'm connecting with the blend shapes that are described in the facial definition. So let's run it and see what we get. I'm going to create file, new scene. I don't want to save. And let's just reload this Raul, and let's go module not found, rig builds as Raul, rig build. Yeah, there is no rig build in Raul anyway. So let's run this. Okay, so far so good. Let's build the rig. There is nothing there. Custom rig, nothing there. Build facial, and there is an error. Pipeline has no attribute default facial definition, and as I said, that is because in pipe config there is no default facial definition. So I made a mistake there, as I was saying, and this should have been, instead of passing the default facial definition, it should just say facial definition. I think this is wrong here also because of my pipe config. So I'm just going to my rig facial and replace it because I know this code is wrong. And anyway, I'm loading the facial definition from the environment pipe config facial definition. You see? So pipe config facial definition, and the name of the file is facial definition. You could change there the name if you want. And now it's a variable in the environment. Let's try again to reload it. New scene, don't save. Let's reload this, Raul, and let's run this. And there we go. Now there is another error. Attributes, definition, attributes. Oh, the attributes. I told you that the attributes, I didn't know if they needed to be added. Well, now we know that they need to be added. They cannot be missing even though they already exist. So for example, here I have not put these attributes in this dictionary, and these attributes are the exact same attributes that I have here. Translate X and translate Y. Let me add the translate Y. I need to put a comma here and then translate Y. And I need to put the minimum. The minimum is going to be 0 to 10. Actually, they're going to be from -10 to 10 and from -10 to 10. That's the range that I want these attributes to be at least. And once I have the attributes, let's try again to run this file. New scene, don't save. Click. Let's reload Raul and let's run till build facial. And it built. Target search int target name raid browse out browse upper eyebrows for blend shape blah blah blah. Anyway, let's see what happened. Let's select the face, the blend shapes. I'm going to select base geos, which are the ones that I did, and let's select also the facial controls, and let's see. Now this control, if I move it up, it's moving. You see, it's moving the geometry, and if I move it to the sides, it's moving the outer part. And this is the left side, and this is the right side. Right. Oh yeah, this is the right side. I made a mistake because this should be named backwards. This is the left. This is the right. Anyway, it's working. It's not loading, or it's not connecting this browse, right? As I was telling you at the beginning, which I think I skipped after something happened. Anyway, this blend shape creation tool, it loads the facial definition and it helps you find which one of the blend shapes already exist. So right now, all my blend shapes exist. I can use a prefix, a suffix, I'm sorry. For example, in this case, I'm going to use the suffix browse. Where is it? Base geos, it's called eyebrows. So I'm going to use the suffix eyebrows. And in the case of eyebrows, they don't exist. And that's the reason why it's failing. So I don't have any right-eyed brows down eyebrows. Right out brows eyebrows. Yes, and my error was that I skipped an S here. So this one should be brows, and this one should be brows. And notice how I click check, and I can see that they exist now. Okay, now I'm checking brows. Once again here, I'm going to check brows. Once again here, I'm going to check out brows. Browse, I click check, and as you can see, they are appearing there because now they exist. Browse, browse. Let's click, for example, check. There is an error. Why? Because I click browse, but the O in up it's capital, and the D in down it's capital too. So this tool can help you identify if your if your names are correct. For example, this left in, this one, it's not working. It's the E in, it's minuscule. The E in, it's minuscule. I can check, and I still have errors. The B in browse is capital. The B in browse should be capital. Let's check again. Okay, now I'm just missing these two. The O in out is not capital, and the B in browse, it should be capital. Once again here, and the up, the U in up also is capital. Let's try. Okay, so thanks to this tool, I can identify which ones are not working. None of them were working originally. Okay, there we go. Check. Okay, everything is green with eyebrows, and there we go. And in the eyes, well, in the eyes they don't exist because I don't have an eye close and an eye close for the brows, so it doesn't matter. The eyes and right eye and left eye work. So remember that this tool is working with the blend shape dictionary to help you identify if all the blend shapes already exist. If they're red, they don't exist. If they are green, they exist. Okay, so now I can go and build again. I know that everything works. Remember, I created these blend shapes. I changed the names of the geos, so I need to resave this. I cannot save it like this because a blend shape has been already applied to some objects, like for example the character. So I just going to clean up this a little bit. I'm going to clean up the blend shape. I'm going to clean up the blend shapes on this geo. Otherwise, it's going to save some garbage there. I don't need it. And now this is clean. Actually, I can unlock this. I don't know why this is locked in the character. I'm going to click here, unlock selected, and I'm preparing to see what else I'm going to save. Okay, this is also locked. Let me unlock it. Unlock selected, and these ones. Okay, I have everything I need. Let me select blend shapes. Let's go to the builder. In Raul, I'm going to save the data, blend shapes, save reference file. Okay, and let's build it again. File, new scene, don't save. Now I check that my blend shapes exist. I'm sure that now it's going to be working, or I hope this time it's going to be working. I'm going to build facial. There we go. It is there. Let's check the blend shapes. Let's check the rig, and let's isolate it. Actually, not all the blend shapes, just the base geos that are the ones that are getting applied this, and also my facial controls, right? And let's try to see what we got. So we have this. We can select this control, and look how the brow it's moving, right? So I can make him mad. I can make him sad. And there is only one thing missing, and it's the wrong naming on these controls, because this one should be he's confused. And remember, here you have in the channel box, you have the eye close and the eye close. You could create, I like usually more to have this eye close. And of course, notice here how I put the opposite ones in different directions. So the one out down, out up, out down, out up. So they are the same attribute, right? They cannot exist together, but they are opposite. That's why they are in the same control, just in different directions. And can be linked to any attribute. So this is one interface that we could use. This is what I'm doing here. This is the interface. And the other interface is this one, where you just have the control and you can have the attribute. This was a long video, but I hope this was a little bit more clear. I'm going to push this repository. You can have access to it. and you can check it out what I did with the facial definition, with the facial rig for Raul, and you can compare it also with the rig facial in general that I have here. I'm gonna keep adding some things from here into this, but before I add them, I need to explain them, right? Because here I have only 3 or 4 lines of code, which now you understand what they're doing. Loading the environment, initializing the environment, I'm sorry, then here getting the dictionary from the pipe config, and then here you are creating the rig plane shape controls, creating rig plane shape controls. This line, what is it doing? This line is creating the controls that are these on the character, and here I am linking the controls to the geo based on the facial definition. So usually, in this case, for the browse that I use this, I'm sorry, this prefix geometry list, it means that not only I'm going to load the character and link the character, I'm also going to link the eyebrows. And sometimes, for example, if you had eyelashes, you could add there the eyelashes, and you could add there maybe, I don't know, or some other geo that it's on top of the character, and you just need to create plane shapes for each one of the geos. And it's very easy to use the same dictionary for all those geos, and the main geo, it's here, right? Well, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope this was clear. It's already too late. If you have questions, send me a message, let me know.